You might have seen my previous video about ULEZ and the compliance of vehicles. My 1998 car is compliant but isn't marked as such on the TFL website, so I've had to submit a certificate of conformity along with the V5 to TFL in order to get that updated. This is where the farce begins. So the key figure here is the NOx value, which for my car you can see is 0.035, and the limit is 0.08. So a car has to be below 0.08 in order to be compliant. So we have that, and the V5 also needs to be submitted to confirm that you're the owner of the car. So armed with this information and my V5 copy, I've uploaded the details to the TFL website to submit requesting the exemption be applied for my car. And this is where the fun starts. Having submitted all my details along with the certificate of conformity and the V5, the first reply from TFL was particularly unhelpful. You can see here it says, "We note the vehicle was first registered in 1998, therefore is unlikely to be compliant with ULEZ standards." This is despite me submitting the information that proved it was compliant with ULEZ standards despite the age of the vehicle, and I'd submitted the certificate to demonstrate that. So I went back to TFL again and told them that I had already provided information to prove it was compliant, and then helpfully the response was that they needed all 4 pages of the V5, including this page which is completely blank. So I'd included the 3 pages that included all of the core information of the V5, but not the blank page because I thought that wasn't actually needed. So I then go back to TFL, submit this information, and what do I get? The next reply is taking us completely back to square one. So having submitted the certificate of conformity and the V5 as requested in the previous message, then it comes back saying we can confirm the vehicle does not meet the standards because it's Euro 3. Well, my vehicle is Euro 3, but it meets the requirements for the ULEZ. So this information in this letter is complete nonsense. So I go back to TFL and submit all the information again. So I submit the full 4 pages of the V5 and the certificate of conformity. I then end up with another letter back from TFL, helpfully pointing out that the NOx emissions have to be less than 0.8 grams per kilometre, which my vehicle is. And it then says, we note again this vehicle was registered in 1998. So despite this information, they have then come back to me and completely ignored what I provided, and I'm going to have to go back to them again to submit the information. All the meantime, the vehicle is being charged if I need to take it into the ULEZ zone. So this has now dragged on at this point for over a month, and I need to submit the information again. So let's see what happens next. So having gone through the whole process again and submitted it, and once more had a response that the vehicle isn't compliant, I've yet again submitted all of the details, and now as of the 26th of April had an information that the registration has been escalated for review, but due to an influx of inquiries they can't even provide a time frame for when I'm going to receive a response. So as of today, which is the 14th of May, I've still not had a reply back, and this is now 2 months or over 2 months from when I originally submitted it, and my vehicle is still not marked as compliant, although it is compliant. And helpfully TFL tell you that if you use your vehicle in the ULEZ, even if it is compliant but their website doesn't recognise it, you will be fined, and you have to pay that fine because the exemption does not apply until their system is marked as such. So it is an absolute farce with TFL, and I would highly recommend anyone that thinks their vehicle is compliant to make sure you get a certificate of conformity, log it with TFL, and then complain to your MP, complain to anyone you can about the appalling situation with TFL that are just so incompetent.